Hello everyone, myself Dr. Kiran Jadhav from the Department of Economics. In this lecture, we are going to understand what is circular flow of income. Let us start with the introduction. We will understand first what is circular flow of income. The circular flow of income explain the movement of money from one hand to another hand, one place to another place, and one sector to another sector. It is the endless process. No, the process does not stop. The money circulation does not stop. The circulation of income does not stop. In the circulation, the income is circulating from one person to another person, from that person to third person, from third person again to this person. You know, so this is the circulation of income, and the income is in the form of money. So money is an instrument. Money is an instrument which is used for the transactions. So when there are transactions, when a person is doing transaction, for example, a person is buying something, he is paying, so his income is transferred to the other person who is selling, right? So it is a circulation of one person's income to another person. So it means that it is a transfer of income, it is a transfer of money from one person to another person. It means that income moves, or the money moves from person to person, place to place, region to region, and sector to sector, right? So it shows us, it tells us that all the sectors are interconnected. All the sectors are interconnected, and that is how the income in one sector is transferred to the other sector, right? So this all depends on the doctrine that one person's expenditure is another person's income. A person is buyer, for example, a person is buyer, he is spending, and that is what it is, his expenditure. And when he is spending, somebody is selling him. So the person is selling, he gets the income, and the person who is spending, his income is transferred to the other person. So the income, in the form of money, the income is transferring from person to sector, region to region, and this circulation is happening, and that circulation of income is known as circular flow of income. Now, for the sake of understanding, we will divide the economy in two categories. There are two types of economies. Some economies are closed economy, and some economies are open economy. What do you mean by closed economy, and what do you mean by open economy? So economy when there is no international trade, there are no imports and there are no exports, meaning there is no foreign trade. It is known as a closed economy. People in this country are not buying any foreign product or foreign service, and the foreign people are also not allowed to sell their products in this country. So economy is closed and only domestic transactions are happening. Okay, it is known as a closed economy. What about open economy? Open economy is an economy where there are foreign transactions, foreign trading. It means that not only this country goods and services are bought and sold, the foreign goods and services are also sold in the country. So our people are buying goods and services from the other country, and the other countries people are also buying this country's goods and services. So there is import and there is export. So when there is import and export, or we can say that when there is foreign trade or international trade, where when the economy is allowing international trade, that economy becomes open economy. On the other hand, when the economy is not allowing foreign trade or international trade, that economy becomes closed economy. Now, now let us understand about sectors. If economy is divided into two sectors, into two. If economy, there are two types of economies. There are four types of sectors in the economy. Okay, one is household. What do you mean by household? Households are the people like you and me. People like you and me, we are the households. We are not we are the buyers of goods and services. We go to the market and we do consumption. What is our main function? What is our main work? Consumption is our main work. So we are the households who are the consumers, mainly consumers. So consumers are called households. So we, what do we consume? We consume goods and we consume goods, we consume services, right? So households are the consumers. It means we are the buyers of goods and services. Then second sector is firms. Second sector is firms. What do you mean by firms? Firms are the enterprises. Firms are the companies. Firms are the producers. They are the producers and they are the sellers of goods and services. It means that whatever goods and services we are buying, they are sold by the firms. So household is one sector and the firms is the another sector. If we say that household is a consumer, firms is a seller. Okay, so firms are the sellers of the goods and services. This is the another sector. One more sector is there, government, who also undertakes many types of transactions. Government also buys goods and services. On the other hand, government also sell goods and services. Many types of goods and services are made available by the government, made available in the market. So government is a seller and government is also a buyer. Okay. One more important thing to note here, that the government is the authority which collects taxes from the households and also from the firms. And then government also spends on households and firms. Government gives subsidies, government gives facilities, government gives benefits. There are so many things. When the government is levying taxes, it is called as, it is the income of the government. So it is known as public revenue. So public revenue is the income side of the government. When the government is spending on education, you say spending on health, spending on infrastructure, spending on many things. So government is spending, that is known as public expenditure. And when the government is levying taxes, government is getting income. So it is public revenue and the public expenditure is there. So it means that there are transactions made by the government. Also the government also forms one of the sector in the economy. Then foreign sector of course is there. What is foreign sector? Foreign sector is where there are imports and there are exports. People in the economy are buying foreign goods and services and also selling in the other countries. So foreign sector exists. So, if one important thing to mention here or to understand here, if foreign sector is not included in the economy, it becomes a closed economy, right? So, we have seen two types of economies: closed economy and open economy. So, in the open economy, foreign sector exists. That's why it is called as open economy, right? So when there are imports, when there are exports, or when there is, we can say, foreign trade, or we can say international trade, that economy becomes the open economy. When there is no foreign trade or when there is no foreign sector exists in the economy, that economy becomes the closed economy, right? So there are four sectors in the economy: household sector, firms, government, and foreign sector. We will see that how the income of household is transferred to the firms, how the income of firm is transferred to the household, and how the income is transferred to the government back to the households and firms, and how the income is transferred from foreign sector to household, firms, and government. So these all sectors are interconnected, and this interconnection happens because of circular flow of income. It means that the income of household is transferred to the firms and the firm's income is again transferred to the households. That we will see again in the next slides. We will see how the income of one sector is transferred to the another sector. Okay, so we have to understand these are the main four sectors in the economy, namely household sector, firms, government, and the foreign sector, right? Then so now we understood there are four sectors. and we also understood there are two types of economies. Okay, so now we will see that the circular flow of income can be explained with the help of two sector, three sector and four sector models. So there are three models. So when we are talking about circular flow of income with two sectors, it means that we will be understanding the flow of income between two sectors, which these two sectors are households and firms. It means that we will understand how income of household is transferred to the firms, and again how firms income is transferred to the household. So there is a circular flow between households and firms, right? Then if we are when we if we are talking about three sector model, it means that we are including three sectors of the economy. Which three sectors? Household sector, firms and government. So when we are considering these sectors, then the circular flow of income model becomes three sector model. Then if we include foreign sector in the circular flow of income, then it becomes four sector model. So when we are studying, or when we are understanding, or when we are talking about circular flow of income four sector model, we will be talking, or we will be including four sectors. Which four sectors? Household, firms, government and foreign sector. If it is only two sector, then it is only household and firms. Circular flow of income two sector models, then we will talk about households and firms. When we are talking about three sector model, we will include household, firms and government. Then when we are talking about four sector model, then we will study circular flow of income with household, firms, government and foreign sector. Okay, so these are the three sectors: two sector model, three sector model and four sector model. So we to understand the circular flow of income, let us see what are the silent features or main features of circular flow of income. What do we understand? First important thing: households are the buyers of goods and services. We are the consumers. People are the consumers. When they go in the market, they buy goods and services. It means we are the consumers. Households are the consumers, and they are the buyers of goods and services. Right? Firms are the sellers of goods and services. When we are buying goods and services, somebody is selling. Who are selling? Firms are selling goods and services. Then third point: households are the seller of factors of production. We are the consumers, households are the consumers, but at the same time we are the sellers of something. What we are selling? We are selling our labor service, we are selling our land, we are selling our capital, we are selling our enterprises, right? So we are the sellers of factors of production. So labor, capital, rent and the enterprises, the management, we are selling. These services are sold by the households, right? So we are the sellers of factors of production. Then firms are the buyers of factors of production. Okay, so what are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital and entrepreneurs. Okay, entrepreneurs. So when they are buying these factors of production, they are paying them. It means that they are paying salaries to the laborers, giving wages to the laborers, then giving interest to the capital, then it is giving rent to the land, and then it is giving profit to the enterprises, to the entrepreneurs. It means that households are the buyers of goods and services, at the same time they are the sellers of factors of production. On the other hand, firms are the buyers of factors of production and sellers of goods and services, right? So it means that one sector is buying something and selling on the other hand. Okay, for example, household is buying goods and services, selling factors of production. On the other hand, firms buying factors of production and selling goods and services, right? So one sector is buyer also and seller also. Okay. Then government, for example, government is collect taxes. On the other hand, that taxes is also used for spending. Government gets the revenue, collects the revenue in the form of taxes, non-taxes revenue. Okay, so when the government is collecting taxes from the people or from the firms, it is getting the income, and that income is only used for spending on your education, on your health, on your infrastructure, on the economy, on social development, on political development, economic development, by giving subsidies, etc., etc. It means that government is collecting and again spending. Okay, so one hand it is getting, on the other hand it is spending. Okay, then we 6 point is government spends on households and subsidies, right? So government is spending on households for their education, for their health, for social development, for political development, for economic development, and so many things. Government is giving subsidies. Subsidies are given to households also, and subsidies are given to the firms also. So benefits are given. Subsidies are given in the production. Subsidies are given in the marketing. Subsidies are given in the production. In so many activities, productive activities, subsidies are given by the government. So we cannot say that government is just collecting. Government is spending also. So one hand it is collecting, other hand it is spending. Okay, then there is foreign trade. There are imports and export and foreign trade, obviously. So when there is foreign trade, people are importing and people are exporting also. So what do we understand here? We understand here that if one sector is there, one entity is there, that entity is not only buying, it is selling also. For example, if a household is there, household is buying goods and services, on the other hand it is selling. So one hand it is giving, on the other hand it is taking back. Okay, what about firms? Firms are selling goods and services. Firms are selling goods and services and buying factors of production. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that one entity or one sector is giving, on the other hand it is taking, and this process only, and this thing only circulates the income in the economy. Okay, so we understand the circular flow of income. This is how it circulates. Now this is two sector model. This is two sector model. What is two sector model? So this is two sector model. As we have seen in the last slide, if we are studying two sectors, we will include two sectors only, which these two sectors are household sector and firms. So in this slide we can see that households income is transferred to firms. How it is transferred? Firms are selling goods and services. When firms are selling goods and services to the household, and when these households are buying goods and services, they are paying for these goods and services. So where is the income now? Income is in the hands of household. Okay, and this the income of household is transferred to the firms. How it is transferred? Households are buying goods and services from the firms. So in this way, the income or the money in the hands of household is going to firms. Okay, so this is one way transfer of income. Okay, so where is the income now? Income is in the hands of household. That income is going to the firms, right? Then now we understand the reverse process. In the last slide, the income was in the hands of household, okay, and that transferred to the firms. Now let us understand how firms income is transferred back to the household. Let's see. So now what happens? Firms take production. It undertakes productive activities. When it is undertaking productive activities, for production process it requires factors of production. It requires labor, it requires land, it requires capital, and it requires enterprises, it requires entrepreneurs. So where these factors of productions are coming from? These factors of productions are coming only from the households. Households are the sellers of factors of production. The labor, what is the labor? Labor is household only, right? Where the capital is coming from? This is the saving of people. Okay, they are saving in the capital, they are saving in the commercial banks, they are saving in the cooperative banks, and these savings are only borrowed by the firms. So the capital which is available with the household is used by firms. Where the land is coming from? Whose land it is? The land is of who is the owner of the land? Households are only the owner of the land. So so the land is used by the firms, and who is giving them land? Household is only giving them land. Then enterprises, where these enterprises are coming from, where the entrepreneurs are coming from, households. We people are only the entrepreneurs, right? So households is selling labor service to the firm. It is renting their land. It is giving on interest their capital, and it is also providing the entrepreneurship services, right? So when the household is selling land, labor, land, capital, and entrepreneurs, these firms are buying these factors of production from households, and when they are buying, they are paying wages to the laborers who are household. They are paying rent to the land which is owned by household. Firms are giving interest to the capital which is again owned by the household, and they are giving profit to the entrepreneurs who are coming only from the households. It means that the income which was transferred from the household to the firms, these firms are paying back again to the household in the form of wages, rent, interest, and profit. So the income which was transferred from household to firms, it is again retransferred from firms to household. That is what happening. It is the flow of income which had gone to other side, it has again come to this side. So there is a flow of income. In the first slide, in the earlier slide, we saw that the income was with the household, it was transferred to the firms. How it was transferred? Household bought goods and services from the firms, and therefore the income of household went in the hands of firms. Now firm is having income. Now in this slide, this firm is buying factors of productions from the household. They are buying land, they are buying labor, they are buying capital, and they are buying entrepreneurs from the household and paying them wages, paying them rent, paying them interest, and paying them profit. And that is how the income of firms is going back to the household, and that is how income is circulating from one sector to another, from another sector to this sector. Okay. So where is the circular flow? Circular flow is between household to firms and firms to household. So income from income of household is transferred to the firms, and the firm's income is again transferred to the household, and this is how the circular flow of income works. So in this slide, what do we see? Income of household is transferred to the firms, and firms income is again transferred to the household, right? And households income again transferred to firms, firms income is again transferred to households. How the transfer happens? Households are buying goods and services from the firms and paying to the firms, and firms are buying factors of production from households and paying back to the households in the form of rent, interest, wages, and profit, right? So income is transferred from household to firms, firms to household, household to firms, and firms to households again. So the income is circulating between the sectors, and that is why it is called as circular flow of income. So this picture tells you the circular flow of income. So the income is circulating from one sector to another sector, from another sector to this sector. So income is circulating, and that is why it is called as a circular flow of income. Now we move on three sector model. In the two sector model, we saw only two sectors. Which two sectors we saw? Households and firms. Now in the three sector, we are including third sector. Which third sector we are including? Government. We saw the circular flow of income between households and firms. Now income of household is transferred to government, and then back it transfers to the household. Then income of firms is transferred to the government, and the government's income is again transferred to the firms. Then it becomes a three sector model, because there is already a circular flow between households and firms. Now government is also included here. So what happens? See, households are paying taxes to the government. So the income of household is transferred to the government. When the government is getting income, the government is again spending. That is called as public expenditure. So it means that the income of government is transferred back to the households when it is spending on their education. Who is taking education? Household is taking education, right? It is spending on their health of the population, so health of the household. It is spending on infrastructure. Who is using the infrastructure? Households are using infrastructure. Okay, so economic development, for whose economic development? Households, right? So government in one hand collecting taxes from the households and spending on them. So in one hand it is getting income, on the other hand it is spending. So the income is coming to the government and government is again spending. So income of household is transferred to the government and the income of government is again transferred to the households in the form of taxes and expenditure. Then we include the firms. What about firms? Firms are also paying taxes, right? They're paying, now they're paying, GST is included. No, earlier what was there? Service taxes, indirect taxes, excise duties. Okay, so firms are paying taxes to the government. So when firms are paying taxes to the government, the income of the firm is transferred to the government. But government is repaying back in the form of subsidies. Government gives them many types of subsidies. Government gives them benefits. Government gives them facilities. Government gives them land on concessional rates. Government make available capital at low rate of interest. In many ways, the government is spending on firms. So in one hand it is collecting taxes, on the other hand it is paying back in the form of benefit. So there is a circular flow of income between these three sectors. So income of household is transferred to the firms and firms are transferring to the households. On the other hand, income of household is transferred to the government and the government is again transferring to the household. Then income of government is transferred to the firms and firms are paying taxes to the government. So there is a circular flow of income between these three sectors. So that is why it becomes three sector model, right? Now we come to the four sector model. Now in four sector model we are including all the four sectors. One, household, then firms, then government, which we have already seen, and how the income is transferring, how the income is circulating between these three sectors. Now we are including the foreign sector. When we include foreign sector, then it becomes the four sector model, circular flow of income, four sector model, and then it becomes the open economy. Okay, it becomes the open economy, right? Now we have understood how income is circulating between these three sectors. Then foreign sector is included. When there is foreign sector, it means that there are imports and there are exports. So households are, we people are importing goods and services. We are importing clothes, we are importing services, health service, insurance services, health services, educational services. We are importing transport services, communication services. So we are importing. Firms are also importing machinery. Firms are importing many types of services. Government is also importing many things from the foreign, from the other countries. It means that there are imports. So these all sectors are importing. There is already circular flow between these three sectors: households, firms, and government. Now these all three sectors are importing goods and importing service from the other countries. It means that the income of household, the income of firms, and the income of government is transferred to the foreign sector, is transferred to the other countries, right, in the form of imports. Because when we are importing, we are paying. When we are buying goods and services from the other countries, we have to pay. So when we are paying, it means that it is the payment. So when the payment is there, the income of household, the income of firms, and the income of government is going to the other countries. So income is outgoing, so income is outflowing of the country. So the income is transferred, income is circulated in the other country. But on the other hand, we are not just importing. Households, firms, and government are just not importing; they are exporting also. So when we export, when households are exporting, when firms are exporting, we people are export. We do not just import goods and services. We are exporting goods and services. So when we are exporting goods and services, we get income back. Okay, when for example, when we are exporting US countries, we get dollars. When we are selling, or when we are exporting to European countries, we get pound, we get euro. When we are exporting to French, we get francs, so what does it mean? It means that when we are exporting, we are getting the foreign currencies. They are paying us for our sale, where we are selling the goods and services, they are paying us. So it means that when we are doing export, income is coming in the country. When we are doing imports, we are spending. So when we are doing imports, our income is going out. When we are doing export, our income is coming in. So income is out, income is in. So when import is there, income is out. When export is there, income is in. It means that income is circulating from one sector to another sector, and that is how it becomes four sector model, when there are four sectors: household, firms, government, and foreign sector. So income becomes expenditure, and once expenditure becomes income of another person, then he spends, and then his expenditure becomes income of another person, and that income is spent, and then there is circular flow of income. So this is four sector model. So what we have seen, we have seen four sector model, three sector model, and two sector model, and we have understood what is circular flow of income. What is circular flow of income? Income circulates from one person to another person. So in this slide now we will understand the importance of circular flow of income. We have understood that there are four models: two sector model, three sector model, and four sector model. Okay, in two sector model there are two sectors: household and firms. Three sector model there are three sectors: household, firms, and government. And in four sector model there are four sectors: household, firms, government, and foreign sector, right? So this circular flow of income tells us there is a flow of income between the sectors, from one sector to another sector. So this circular flow of income is very important. And what is the important point? We have one, two, three, four, five points here to understand what are the importance of circular flow of income. So first one, link between the sectors. What do we understand from circular flow of income? That each and every sector is interconnected. Okay, how it is interconnected? Because one sector, if one sector is buying, it is selling. One sector is selling something. If one sector is selling, it is getting the buyers from the other sector, right? Household is the buyer. Households are the buyers of goods and services. Okay, and they are buying goods and services from the firms, and firms are buying goods and services. Firms are buying factors of production, and from where they are getting the factors of production? Household only, right? Government is getting taxes from whom? Government is getting taxes from the households and firms only. Okay, and they're spending on whom? They're spending again back on households and firms also, firms only. Okay, so what does it mean? It means that all sectors are interconnected. Government is getting taxes from households and firms, and firms are paying them taxes, and firms are buying goods and services from the firms, and firms are buying factors of production from the households, right? So all sectors are interconnected. Foreign sector is also interconnected. We are buying goods and services from other countries, and other countries are also buying goods and services from our country. So all sectors are interconnected. Household and foreign sector, firms and foreign sector. Firms are also buying and selling something in the other countries. So firms are importing, firms are exporting. Government is importing, government is exporting. So foreign sector is also interconnected. So all the four sectors are interconnected within each other. Then market access. So market access means what? Household, one hand it is buyer, on the other hand it is seller also. What does it sell? It sells the goods, it sells the factors of production, it sells the labor, it sells the land, it sells the capital, and it sells its entrepreneurship services. So it is getting the market when it is selling their factors of production. And who is buying? Who is buying? The firms are buying. Okay, so firm is providing market to the households. Then households are providing the market to the firms, because firms are only buying goods and services. If firms are selling goods and services, they should have buyers, and where the buyers are coming from? Household sector. So every sector is providing one market, one market. It is providing a network. It is like interconnected networks. So one sector is providing market to the other sector. So household is providing market to the firms, and firms is providing market to the household. Okay, and then government is, foreign sector is also involved in the network, right? There are linkages and injections. Third point, there are linkages and injections. What does it mean, linkage, and what do you mean by injection? Leakage. What is leakage? Leakage is when income is circulating. Income is circulating, it becomes circular flow of income. But when it stops, or when there is any problem, or when there is any limitation on any sector, it becomes a leakage. The circular flow of income stops. Okay, how does it stop? For example, if a household, instead of buying, it is just saving at home, and it is not spending, or it is not making expenditure, or it is contracting its consumption. So what does it mean? It is stopping of income, or it is stopping of transfer of income from household and firms. So if the income of household does not go to the how firms will get the income? If firms are not if a firm is not employing, or it is not taking the production, it has stopped the production. When it stops the production, what happens? It will not employ the labor, and if it is not employing the labor, how the household will get the income? If the firms are not taking production and not using the capital, then how the household will get the interest on the capital? If the firms are stopping production and not using the land, how the household will get the rent, right? So it means that there are leakages in the circular flow of income. If any activity stops, if households stop the consumption, or slows down the consumption, what will happen? It will create a leakage in the circular flow of income. On the other hand, there is injection also. What do you mean by injection? If any activity has stopped, it could be injected back. It means that if household is doing saving, if household is not doing consumption and saving, that saving is going in the commercial banks. People are saving in the commercial banks. Those commercial banks are lending to the firms, right? So this saving by the household is now converted into investment, because firms will borrow from commercial banks, and when they borrow, they again invest in the production, and they take the production. So what happened? Consumers, or the households, instead of spending the entire sum, instead of spending the entire sum, they have done consumption, and some amount they have kept as saving, and that saving they did not keep at their homes. They kept the savings in the commercial bank. These commercial banks will not keep with them. These commercial banks will lend to the firms. Firms borrow from commercial banks, right? When they borrow from commercial banks, they are using the savings made by the household, right? So when they are borrowing from commercial bank, that money, that sum is transferred into the investment. So the saving is transferred into investment, and that investment becomes the injection. So these are the two properties of circular flow of income. So there is leakage in the circular flow of income, and there is injection also in the circular flow of income, right? Then Multiplier effect also plays important role in circular flow of income. How it plays important role? The when household is spending, it is doing consumption, it is spending on goods and services. When it is spending on goods and services, there is a demand for goods and services in the market. When there is demand in the goods and services in the market, there are firms who gets motivated, who gets prompted to get to make them more, to make more production. And when they are producing more and more, what will happen? The income which was transferred from the consumers to firms, it gets doubled, triple, and it increases in multiple times. So what happens? Income of household is transferred to the firms. Firms invest. When it invests, it goes back to the household in the form of wages. These households again spends, and then circular flow starts. But when the circular flow is in motion, it it promotes many producers, it promotes many investors, it promotes many financial institutions to fall into the circular flow, because they start getting profit from the circular flow. They start getting profits, they start getting benefits from the circular flow, because there are transactions, and these transactions results in the benefit, results in the profit. So the income which was very small in the beginning, it gets doubled, it gets triple, and then the income increases in the multiple times. So there is a multiplier effect. Okay. Then there are policy measures also. Which policy measures? There are fiscal policies there is monetary policy, and there is foreign policy also. These all policies and these measures affect the circular flow of income. For example, if government is having a fiscal policy, which is popularly known as a budget, spending more than earlier or spending more than last year, what will happen? There will be more income in the hands of people, and when they have more income, there will be more expenditure, and when there is more expenditure, there will be more transfer of income. So there is more circular flow in the circular flow between the sectors. If government says that this year we will not spend more and there is less spending, so what will happen? There is less flow of income. If government says that this time we will levy more taxes, so what will happen? If it is levying more taxes, people will left with will be left with very small amount. So when a government is levying taxes, people will have less amount or less income to spend, and less income again will be spent on consumption. There will be less demand, and then that less demand will again create jobs problem or employment problem, and there will be less production again. So what does it mean? It depends on the fiscal policy, the budget of the government, how the government is taking the policy initiatives. Then on the other hand, there is monetary policy also. What is monetary policy? That monetary policy is issued by the central bank of the country. For example, RBI in India is a central bank which controls the money supply. And if the RBI or the central bank says that this time we will have contractionary monetary policy, it means that we will have less money supply in the economy. What will happen? People will be having less money in their hands for transaction, and if there is less money in the hands of people, there will be less spending, and when there is less spending, again the circular flow, there is leakage in the circular flow again. And if when the central bank says that let there be more money in the economy, so if there is more money in the economy, it will create more income or more money in the hands of people or in the hands of commercial banks. So there will be more spending, there will be more borrowings, there will be more loans. Okay. So what will happen? There will be more money or more income in the hands of people, and there will be more spending. And when there is more spending, then again it promotes the circular flow of income. Income starts circulating at a faster pace or faster speed. Okay. Foreign policy. So foreign policy also by the government also affects the circular flow of income. A government says that we will restrict the import. If we restrict the export, what will happen? There will be less import and less export. So there will be less circulation of income. If government says that this time we will have open policy, open foreign policy, or then what will happen? There will be more import, there will be more export, and there will be more transaction, and there will be more circulation of income. Government says that we will promote export, we will promote import, we will not levy any duties, we will not levy any taxes on the import. Then there will be more import, then income again will circulate. Government is giving more benefits to the exporters, giving more subsidies to the exporters, or giving more initiative to exporters, promoting exporters. What will happen? There will be more export by the country, and there will be again more income by the people, and the income will start circulating in the income. So this all depends on the policy measures, right? So circular flow of income will tell you how these things happens in the economy. You will understand there is a link between the sectors. You will understand every sector is providing a market to the other sector. There is leakage in the circular. So what you can do for increasing more income, what you can do for more circulation, if there is how you can, what measures could be taken to inject, what measures could be taken for stopping of leakages. If you know the multiplier effect, you will start investing. So and government can take the decision if there is any stoppage, if there is any problems, if there are any limitations of circular flow of income, if there is halt in the circular flow of income. Government can take the decision. Government can take the decision in the fiscal policy. Government can take the decision in the monetary policy. Government can take the decision in the foreign policy to increase or decrease the circular flow of income. So the circular flow of income is very important to understand the economy.